very briefly going to introduce Ruth Kelly, the Secretary of State, whose department is sponsoring the event. It's a fact of life that government politicians keep very careful eye on what opposition politicians say. And Ruth and I are from different parties, and I'm sure she keeps a close eye on what we're up to. So she'll know that in November in Commons last year, I actually said that although she's not from my party, Ruth understands some of the issues that we've discussed today extremely well. And I pay her a compliment saying I can think of very few politicians who are actually better qualified to understand the role of religion in breaking down barriers between different people in different communities. So without any more ado, simply say, I beg to hand over to you.
Thank you very much, Paul, and I didn't expect such a generous introduction, so it's really good to be here. Thank you for inviting me. I'm sorry I can only stay for a little time for this absolutely wonderful celebration of the birthday of the Prophet Mohammed. I didn't know that I was going to see such wonderful musicians playing either. Alongside such distinguished guests, and particularly Sheikh Hisham Kabani, who I know has travelled a long way to be here. I welcome in particular his messages of tolerance and understanding, particularly between people of different faiths, and I think it's a hugely important message for society today in Britain, that we learn to appreciate each other, that we learn to understand each other, we learn to celebrate the contributions that people of different faiths can play in this country. And one of the messages that I'm very keen as Secretary of State to make sure that everybody understands is that we as a government really appreciate the contribution of British Muslims in society today. And if I could just leave one thought, it would be that. And it's very important that voices such as the voice of Sheikh Kabani and other leading Sufi scholars are heard in Britain, so that it's understood that we are working together on common issues as we go forward. And I very much welcome the Harassers and the Sufi Muslim Council, the brave steps that they're taking to play such a leading role in confronting and taking on violent extremism in society today in such a public way. And I'm clear that it's organisations like the Sufi Muslim Council and others who work with people in the Muslim community who are going to change the way that others in society today see and feel about the Muslim community. And it is so important that we win hearts and minds, not just of people in our Muslim communities, but right across the country as well. And just one last comment. From the life of the Prophet Mohammed, there are clear examples where the Prophet entered into treaties bringing together Muslim, Jewish and Christian communities. And in my mind, if we were to apply that example to the problems that face society today, we would move a long, long way forward. So I wish you all the best for this celebration. I look forward to working with the Sufi Muslim Council and others as we take on these joint challenges going forward. And I'm just pleased to have had the opportunity to support this event and be able to join in these celebrations, if only for a brief time. So thank you.
Thank you. It falls to me to thank everyone who's come, and the first group of people I want to thank, who really deserve a round of applause, of the musicians. Admirable. I want to thank Sheikh Kabani and the sheikhs from Mecca and Medina and the other distinguished guests who've come, party who's had to leave. And above all, Harris, Rafiq, and the Sufi Muslim Council for arranging this event. I think it has been extraordinarily productive. And if there's one lesson that emerges from it, I think it's that with so much tension between groups of people in society who have a fear of Islam,
and so many challenges among Muslims who feel educationally and socially disadvantaged and suspicious of the outside world. It's by religious dialogue, in part, that those barriers of suspicion are broken down and peace and tolerance that are built up. And the Sufi tradition, the work you're doing, Harris, are absolutely indispensable to that. And this has been a wonderful event. Thank you all for coming. I'm going to ask Sheikh Kabani to close with a prayer after the celebration of the Prophet's birthday.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين آمين. اللهم بجاه حبيبك المصطفى ورسولك المرتضى وبجاه صحابته الكرام وبجاه أوليائه الفخام أن لا تدع لنا في مجلسنا هذا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا دينا إلا قضيته ولا مريضا إلا شفيته ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة إلا يسرتها يا رب العالمين. اللهم يسر أمورنا واقض ديوننا وفرج كروبنا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. الفاتحة.